I said listen to me. This is my time. You understand me? It don't matter what you tried to do. You couldn't destroy me. I'm still standing. I'm still strong. And I always will be.
It's real shit. I done been through so much shit.
I'm so close, yet I'm so far. Came a long way, got a long way to go. I done been down, pull myself up. Time and time again, that's how I know it's not luck. I'm supposed to be here.
I'm supposed to be here.
I'm supposed to be rich.
I'm supposed to be rich.
I'm supposed to have a world.
Man, I'm supposed to have a world.
I'm supposed to be
this. Man, I'm supposed to be the shit. Yeah, I just wasn't moving. It was all off my decisions.
Coming to prison has changed my life drastically, but it has strengthened me mentally and spiritually. It has corrected my decision making. Now, this time spent in prison has taught me the greatest lessons in life, and that's not to take anything for granted. And that men do make mistakes, but mistakes make men. Now again, men do make mistakes, but mistakes make men. But how we respond to these mistakes is what matters the most. And how to make better decisions and not make those same mistakes again.
Time again, that's how I know it's not luck. I'm supposed to be here.
I'm supposed to be here.
I'm supposed to be rich.
I'm supposed to be rich.
I'm supposed to have a world.
Man, I'm supposed to have a world.
I'm supposed to be the shit.
And I'm supposed to be the shit. Hey, they ask how.
I'm in a position where everything is just beautiful, everything is great. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about nothing. Like, everything couldn't be any better. You know what I'm saying? My pockets, my future, my plans. Like, I'm in the best positions. Like, some people pray about the position that I was in. I had it. I was in that position. Now, to go from that, and then in a blink, in an instance, without even thinking about it, without, you know, even preparing for it, in one night, in a split second, my whole life changed. In an instant. Like, and literally, in an instant. I couldn't imagine this. Like, I could have never imagined my life going the way that it did. You know? And like I said, I went from having everything to the next day losing everything. Like, full scholarship. I didn't pay a penny for school. I lost that in an instant. Friends, advisors, opportunities. I lost that in an instant. Like, I went to sleep, woke up, and lost it. Nah, everything that I attained, I didn't get that overnight. I worked hard for it. But I lost it in an instant. And that's what I just want people to understand and realize, like, you can lose everything that you worked so hard for with one bad decision, with one choice. Just like that. And it'll sneak up on you. You won't even know that it's coming. And that's the crazy thing about it. Like, I went from having it all, and the next day I was in the county jail. I was sitting in the county jail, like, I couldn't believe it. Like, I thought I was trying to, like, wake myself up because I thought I was dreaming still. Like, I got in the county jail, I was like, I cannot, this is not for real. This is not really happening right now. Off of one decision. Life is based on decisions, man. Every decision you make has to, you know, be correlated with some outcome. The decision I made, it was an outcome that I was not ready for. It was an outcome that I did not foresee in my life at all. When I first went to the county jail, I was in there for 60 days. I had a $250,000 bond. Yes, a $250,000 bond. $250,000, no 10%. But hold on. They put that bond on me like that, like I killed somebody. I didn't. They put that bond on me like I was a high risk, like I was Big Meat to somebody, or you know what I'm saying? Like, this was my first time ever getting any police contact. I ain't never have a driving ticket before this. And y'all put a $250,000 bond on me? That's crazy. It's insane. It doesn't make any sense. It was like, it was stressful. It was heartbreaking. For lack of words, what'd you say? You said it sucked. It really sucked, man. Like,
made it through though.
And you gotta make it through. Like that's all you. Like I had no other choice.
God sent. I know I'm God sent. I swear for God. And I'm talking about, like, I done overcame some of the obstacles, came from up on the some rocks and shit. Even though I be out here scheming like a demon seeming, I know I'm God sent. It's gotta be God. I'm God sent, like he sent me so I can relay these messages, like he used me as a vessel, like he used me as an instrument, trying to lock me in a box. They hate how God to keep on blessing me. They locked me in the box. I pray to God, this ain't my destiny. I don't train no leaners.
You know, you never know what you can do and what you will do until you faced in that situation. And I was faced with a situation and now I gotta maneuver and make it happen. So I'm out on bond for a whole year. I'm in such in a bad place in my life at this point. Like, cause if you lose all of that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to lose all of that and not know what's gonna happen next, it's like I'm just in limbo. Like, I don't know what to do, who to call on, what to say. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm in a lost point of my life. I'm just in limbo, waiting for these people to decide my fate. I'm waiting for them to tell me what I can or can't do. So for a year, I was just in a depressed state, not knowing what my life was going to be. I knew one thing. I was like, man, I'm not going to prison. I just used to say that all the time. I can't go. I can't go. But it's like you get to a point where it's like, what can or what you can't do. That's a real question. Like, you don't know what you're capable of doing until you have to do it, until you face with it. And a lot of people don't know their strength or their ability or their power to be great. Their power to beat the odds and come out on top no matter what situation or circumstance that they face with. December 17th, 2014, man, I dreaded to come here, man, for my sentencing. You know, the judge hit that gavel, they gave me that time. Everything changed from that point on, man. Dread walking up these exact steps to put my fate in somebody else's life, put it in their hands, and control my entire destiny. For those moments that I was coming to court trying to plead my case. Man, but I'm here. I'm back. I'm better. Nah, I never forget it. It can really make you or break you, man. And one thing for sure, it was trying to break me my first couple of months there. It tested me beyond measure. That's why I say I'm black, educated, and tested. It tested my manhood, it tested my character. And honestly, I can say it brought the best out of me. Now, being in there, after I got acquainted to how things were operating and settled in to like, hey, I'm a beater. I never really settled in until like I was getting denied early releases, like time and time again. Like I got denied early releases like at least 15 times. Like, people used to tell me, like, stop filing for it. You ain't gonna get it. I used to be like, I'm still filing. I don't care.
So basically, it took you 2 years.
So after a year, I had a mandatory year on my sentence. So after 18 months, I filed for my first early release. So imagine this. My lawyer, I paid $10,000 plus for him. He's like, I talked to him on a jail call. I'm like, you know, it's time for my early release. So he's like, yeah, man, don't worry about it. It's like talking to me on the phone. Listen, the prosecutor said you're going to get out. I just had a long talk with her the other day. She promised that you're going to come home. Don't worry about it. Tell your family they can be expecting you about 2 or 3 weeks. I'm putting an early release in tomorrow.
It's the black guy.
Lawyer, it's Johnny Cocker Jr. You hear me? You hear me? He's like, he told me to tell my family they can expect me in 2 to 3 weeks.
So he was telling them that.
What? I'm calling everybody. I'm calling people I ain't talked to in months. Like, hey, you know I'm about to come home, right? You know I'm about to get out, right? Man, that 2 to 3 weeks came and went, man. And then 2 months came and went, man. And 6 months, then another year, then another year. Like,
what's the emotion most attached to that?
what? Where was my head at? Where was the emotion at?
The strongest emotion. When that 2 weeks passed, and was it embarrassment? Was it anger? Was it?
Okay, so the emotion that I got. So by this time, I was real deep in books and controlling my thought processes. And if you ever read the 48 Laws of Power, emotion, that's a weakness. So I tried my best not to let other people see my emotions, but deep down inside, I was just lost. That's what I can say. The emotion was just confusion. Because early releases, I'm seeing people who didn't have nearly of the things that I had lined up, set up, the support, didn't have nearly any of the previous experiences that I had, the background that I had with being in school, being an honor student, dean's list, studying abroad, all those type of things that I had. I had state representatives on my side. I had the president of the university, different advisors. I know people didn't have nearly as many as supporters that I had, and they were getting early releases. They were from like Cincinnati or even Toledo, or you know, where crime is the norm. Now where I was at, crime is not the norm. So what they did is they made an example out of me, and they never gave me an early release. Now, to get to the prison reform, what's so crazy is the judge that I have and the prosecutor that I had was under investigation from the FBI because they had a 98% conviction rate. Some of y'all like conviction rate, what does that mean, 98%? That means every person that they put a case up against, they go to prison. They get a conviction out of it, some way or other. If they send you to a program or they send you to prison, you're doing some time for these 2 individuals that I had. They get you to sign a plea regardless. They call it a dream team.
All the youngins in my hood popping perks now. Getting high to get by, it's getting worse now. You gotta tell them put them guns and them perks down. Them new jails got 10 yards in them, and that's your first down. And I ain't coming to preach. I just had to say something, cause I'm the one with the reach. Youngin' got a $1/4 ounce, he tryna turn into meat. Ain't had no daddies, had to learn from the streets. I used to be an honor roll student, damn, then I turned to a beast. The first time I seen a nigga get some blood on his sneaks, he had on Air Max 93s, but was slumped in the street. His mama crying that this son to me, yeah. See, coming from where I come from, we had to beat the streets, beat the system, beat racism, beat poverty. And now we made it through all that, we had the championship.
They always say like you only do 2 days in prison, your first day in and your last day out. That's a lie. I felt every one of them days, man, like to lose your freedom like that, to not be able to do what you want. See, I always had a life where I felt like I can control my destiny. I can control everything that I wanted, what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. And to be placed in an environment where you have no control, you have to listen to what somebody says at every single time. It's degrading. It doesn't sit well with me. It never will. Being in prison, man, it's not always what everybody think they see on TV and all that type of stuff. You know, that's a facade. You never really know what it is until you're in it. But I never would wish prison on anybody. The type of stuff that they feed you, the type of environments you gotta live in. Man, I remember one time, man, the hot water didn't work in the prison for like a month. Like, I was taking cold showers, bro. Like, how y'all hot water not working in here? Like, how y'all heat not working? Like, I got on hoodies, I'm sleeping in hoodies and scullies and blankets. Like, to stay warm, you feel me? With somebody right next to me snoring loud. Like, the living conditions, it's just unfair. Like, it's the modern day slavery. Going to prison is not where it's at. It's not where it lies. It's not where we should be as young black men with so much potential to do so many great things. Prison is not for us. But you know how they do you. Once they got you, they gonna keep a hold on you. So even though I did all my prison sentence, then they send me to a halfway house for 6 months. A halfway house? Y'all just don't want to let me go. Y'all want to keep me forever. That's what they do. When they catch you, they gonna hold on to you, and they ain't gonna let you go. So 6 months, I gotta sit in the halfway house. I gotta be fake free. That's what I call it. I'm halfway out. I ain't free. So I gotta sit in there. I gotta go to work. I gotta be in at a certain time. I can't have certain things. But y'all trying to transition me and help me, right? Y'all just trying to get a check from me, man. By housing me, by keeping me in here. If you know me and you know my story, you know my thought process, my thinking process, there's no way in hell I was going back to prison. I promise you that. So I did what I had to do.
Wanna hear all that preaching, man? Look, it's a difference between preaching and speaking from experience, man. We the ones moving around them trenches, man. I got them woke, man. I get them hope, man. Make sure you tell them, wake up, pray up, stay up.
You're trying to beat the odds. You can beat the odds. I know you can. It's in you. You gotta pull it up out of you. You can beat the odds. I know you can. Beat the odds.
We give them hope. Motivate the trenches. We got them woke. Street niggas winning. We give them hope. We live in the days where niggas do shit without even thinking about it. But who am I to talk? Blue 50K without thinking about it. Beefing with niggas about shit so stupid we shouldn't be beefing about it. If you in high school, I encourage you, go try to make it to college. Got niggas in prison, your body locked up. Don't let your mind be. Daydream, make a plan, write it out. Don't forget that your mind free. Don't let that wasted time be a waste of time. That's how niggas get back and change. Bro only 5'8", but he'll run up and bang on you like he Brian James. Fucking up the money, steady buying chains. But this what I want.
I'm just trying to beat the odds. That's all I'm trying to do, man. You know, when you got people in your corner, you got good support behind you, you can come to fancy places like this and sit down at the top floor, you know what I mean, and have good conversations about growth, about growing, about doing better, about being better. This is what it's about. I'm not going to let my circumstances or what I've been through stop me, deter me, or distract me. I'm going to be better from it. I'm going to do better from it. And I'm going to let y'all see me be better from it. Beat the odds.
I'm in the trenches. I give them hope. I get them books. I get them coats. They fuck with the kid. I'm the adult.
I'm Alan Bannister. I'm the Director of Diversity and Inclusion for the City of Toledo. We work with minority businesses and women-owned businesses, and we also do discrimination complaints. So I met Thomas back in 2012 when he came into our fraternity as a sophomore at Bowling Green, I believe. It's been a while, so but always I had a special interest with Thomas, and because of his academic prowess. And so when he came into the fraternity, we immediately said, hey, we really need to get you recognized for your scholarship that you've been so good in school. Let's have you apply for the district level. So Ohio, West Virginia, the 4th District Scholar of the Year. And he did that, was successful when we went to the district meeting. And then that summer, we went to Kansas City to our International Leadership Conference. He received the full scholarship from the International Fraternity, became the National Scholar of the Year. We stayed in touch as he matriculated through college, and then when he came home not too long ago, we picked up where we left off. And so I think that's where we are today.
You know what I'm saying? I really learned the essence of time. Time is so valuable to me right now. And I couldn't imagine spending my time on nothing else but, you know, being better in life and changing this thing around, changing my life around, and moving forward and reaching my goal.
How you're going to touch somebody's life, and we don't know who it is, that's thinking, man, I should give up. Yeah. Hold on, I got something for you. All right. This has been in my basement for a little while, but I finally found it. Yo, your fraternity certificate.
Yeah.
Signed by the Grand Boss list.
Yeah.
And your fraternity pen.
That's out.
Yeah.
That's out.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I put my heart on my lips. I gave it all I could give. I made it hot at the crib. I can't find the crib.
BTSU, man. It all started for the kid. I always knew I was gonna go to college, like, cause I'm a very educated young man. My whole thing was like, I'm gonna pay for college. Like, our people don't come from money. They don't, you know. It was hard for us, like, literally. So when I was awarded this scholarship, it was a blessing. I didn't have to pay a penny for school, full scholarship. They was paying me to come to school. That was the best thing that ever could have happened. They said, oh, you want to go to school and you smart and you involved? Come on, we gonna pay you. Each semester, we gonna give you a check. You don't owe us nothing. I feel like I do owe them something, or I owe it to myself. Just to finish college, man. It's a must. To graduate college, to earn that piece of paper. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna definitely do it.
Damn, this bro.
Hello. This is a prepaid debit call from
Big bro. What's going on, man?
Oh, man, you know I can't call it, baby. Chilling. What's happening?
Man, I'm shooting this docu-series right now, man. It's good to hear from you, bro.
Oh, for sure, man. It's always a pleasure, man. You already know.
Man, how you holding up in there, man?
Shit, chilling with my feet up, knocking this shit down, making it look easy.
Yeah. You feel me? Staying far away from those goofies. I know it.
Man, come on, man. You already know the science on that.
Man, I was
so far away from these lames, bro. Oh, God.
Man, listen, I was just telling my dudes, man. I was like, man, my dude, I need to talk to him. You know what I'm saying? It's my dude, B.E.A.T. Like, we gained a great, crazy bond, a relationship while I was in there. And we just talked about everything we was going to do, everything we was going to accomplish. Like, you know, everything that we said we was going to do, that I said I was going to do, is manifesting, bro. Like, it's really like, it's shocking, bro. Like, it's just coming to light. Like, it's a process. Like, you used to tell me every day, like, it's going to be all right. Just, you know, just stay solid, stay strong, and just keep moving forward. Don't ever be stagnant. And I really realizing, as long as I keep going, like you really putting that fire up under me, bro.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, though, son. Like I told you, man, stay humbly aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Stay humble and aggressive at the same time. You got to go out there and take what you want. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nothing going to come to you. But it's just a show thing that, like, hard work always pay off. You know what I'm saying? So everything we talked about in here, you know what I'm saying, now that you out there, everything coming to fruition for you, so you see the fruits of your labor. You see how it's starting to take off already. So just imagine what it's going to be like 6 months from now.
This call is originating from an Ohio correctional
Man, I hate when that come in,
and may be
man.
recorded and monitored.
It's just going to keep on growing. And you already know, bro. Can't nobody stop you but you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Facts.
it.
Facts.
That's it. It's game time.
I know,
I'm proud
man.
of you, man. You grinding, my baby.
Man, I appreciate it, bro. Like, like, it don't stop here. Like, man, when you come home, I can't wait for you to touch down, man. Like, it's gonna be perfect. Like, they can't stop us. Like, I was just telling them, like, I get excited, like, you know what I'm saying, just having these conversations with you. Like, it do something to my spirit, because I just know what it's gonna be. Like, I know what we gonna do. Like, I was just telling my guys, I'm like, man, he the only person I know locked up and still can run a whole business. Started a whole business in there, Confit. You know what I'm saying? On Instagram, go follow it. Like, you inside of there making workouts to help people out here
and they vibing off you. They catching all your waves and they feeling it.
For sure, man. Yeah, because at the end of the day, though, like, don't nothing stop, man. They might got a nigga body, you know what I'm saying, sit down for a minute, but my mind been free since 2014, since day one of my incarceration.
Man.
My mind ain't never stopped working. My mind never stopped being out there with my family, my friends, my loved ones. My support system is on 100% solid, strong, man. You know what I'm saying? So I cannot stop. You know what I'm saying? When I touch the streets, bro, when I get home, you know, you already know what I talk about. It ain't no days off. It's like I'm touching the ground running, man. You feel me?
It's amazing. Man, being in prison, it changed my entire life. Like, the cold water wasn't even a half of it. It was the fact of being away from your family, man, your loved ones. Like, to hear my family on the phone crying, you know? Because this, like, I wasn't the only one doing time. Like, my family and my friends did that time with me. You know, even though I had that support, I just couldn't imagine the hurt that I put on my sisters and my mom's face, you know, when they would come visit me. Like, my niece told me she didn't want to come visit me because she didn't want to see me like that. She thought they was gonna bring me out in chains and cuffs and all this type of stuff. She didn't even want to see me. I didn't see my niece for the first time until I was down for 2 years. Like, I missed birthdays, I missed holidays, I missed the birth of 2 of my nieces and nephews. 2 of my cousins passed when I was in there. Like, and there's nothing that you can do about it. Beat the odds. Black, educated, and tested. Now, when you hear the phrase beat the odds, what's the first thing you think of? Now, this phrase can be categorized in many ways, but only you can frame this phrase for what it means to you in your particular situation. Now, when I initially hear this phrase, I think of sports team, underdog, somebody counted against. Now, the odds is basically when external aspects place you in a situation to lose or to be counted against. It wasn't until I was faced with the life-changing circumstance that forced me. It wasn't until I was faced with the life-changing circumstance that forced me to think of this quote in a more critical and conscious way. As I sat in the visiting room at Toledo Correctional Prison, seeing my niece for the first time in 2.5 years, she inquired about a wristband that I wore that said "Beat the Odds." After leaving that visit that day, my thoughts were consumed with the fact that as a black man in today's society, and being a convicted felon, the odds were stacked all against me. But would you believe me if I told you at one point in my life I had defied all the odds and statistics that were placed upon me as a black man? Growing up in Detroit, Michigan, raised around drug dealers, kingpins, statistics say that I would become a product of my environment and will ultimately end up dead or in jail. Now, would you believe me if I told you at the age of 17, in my senior year of high school, I was awarded a full tuition, room and board scholarship to Bowling Green State University. Not to mention this scholarship was academic and leadership, not athletic, because again, statistics show that most black men receive scholarships for their athleticism, but not their educational prestige. The fact of the matter is, before I could complete 4 years at the university, I was being sentenced to 4 years in prison. So now you're saying to yourself, well, you did exactly what the statistics said you would do. In a way I did, but in a sense I didn't. Because anything that deals with statistics, data, and research, it must be tested to be proven. Now, during my time at Bowling Green State University, I devoted a year of my time to conducting undergraduate research of my own. The significant aspect of this research was the fact that it dealt with how African American men failed to graduate and earn degrees. Now, as I stated before, research must be tested to be proven. In this particular occurrence, I am the one being tested to prove to the readers, to the American people, to the culture, to the city, and to every black man that we can beat the odds, that we can graduate college, and we can create a successful and superior norm for our demographic. Through the research methodology of autoethnography, I'm able to dissect, understand, live, and more importantly, test all the amenities that surround the question of why black men don't graduate. The unique entity of my research is that it has no restraint. Specifically, what I mean by that is that ethnographic research is being able to live, do, and behave as a particular being. But I am that being because I fit the criteria of a black man attempting to graduate college, but becomes continually affected, deterred, and positioned to not complete. Now, more importantly, This will lack no evidence or details into how and what contributes to black men completing college. Now, through the lenses of my eyes and my particular situations that I face, I'm here to explain what barriers and endeavors are placed in front of African American men. Now, different situations and circumstances led me to where I am today. Luckily, I'm able to share those experiences with you. Some say experience is the best teacher. Well, through my experiences of striving to complete college, I give you a visual of what can and will affect your thinking, your decision making, your motivation, and the outcomes of completing college or not. I believe that every young African American man can relate to some of these theories and situations, and may have already faced them at some point in their lives. My goal is that my story will bring relativity and, more importantly, awareness to all the aspects that discourage us from earning a collegiate degree. I urge mentors, facilitators, counselors, teachers, professors, high school students, undergraduate students, grad students, everyone to take a deeper look at what I'm trying to tell you and these theories and these situations for what they are. They are frameworks that shape the success or the failures of black men entering, completing, and leaving college. Beat the odds.